Okay, Dua Lipa as promised. So, looking at her, I had to ask, is she an ESFP? She reminded me of these two ladies that were typed in the class, and both were ESTP. So I was not sure ESFP, ESTP, like that was my bias. I always would like to start with one of the big coins at least. I'm not allowed to continue if I don't see self versus tribe or observer versus decider. That's what I do normally. And as my bias is an EP, this kind of video is like it makes sense to watch or start with a video like this. So, what's in my bag video? Let's see what she's gonna say.
Car keys, very important. Especially when I'm home, I love to drive everywhere. I have my diary, which the outside is all really cute, but the inside is just like a notebook that's like falling apart. And lots of Polaroids from tour, my choreographer's assistant. This is me and my band as we were doing Tiny Desk. I feel like I'm on tour all the time, but I love it. I have so much fun performing, and I feel like a lot of the stuff that's in my bag I just collect throughout my travels. Like I have, it's like a little good luck duck. Iron-on patches, Don's Depot in Austin. Stickers from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Matches. Hot sauce, very important. Always carry hot sauce with me because I feel like it makes every meal better. I have books. I carry like 2 in my handbag, and then I have more in the suitcase, especially if I'm gone for a long period of time.
Okay, what do we see here? I suggest watching these videos, by the way, first, and then coming back to this one. I will add all the videos that I'm using for typing in the description, just to let you know. So, what I see, of course, like this is a video about her and what she has in her bag, but I'm pretty sure a DE would make it about somebody else. This is like the first thing I can say. What I see is me from my perspective. That is called consume. So, random story about myself. So, and plus, like, I mean, books, whatever, like, yeah, normal stuff, but who carries a hot sauce in their bag? Come on. And also, like, makes sense to talk about social meanwhile as well. The first thing, like, she's talking about is friends, like family and friends. So that makes me lean on social 2 or social 4, maybe. Yeah. Let's continue. There's quite a lot that we can get from this video.
Reading. I get a lot of recommendations. My friends send me books. I do the book club, one, because I just love reading books. Like, I wanted to share the experience with lots of people. I started my company called Service 95, which I've thought of as like an online cultural concierge, where we have lots of different stories from around the world. There's no kind of method to the book club. It's just books that I've read, that I love, that I choose for the month. And we just see if the authors want to join us for a conversation.
Okay. Book club, of course, it doesn't mean that that has to be savior consume, but in her case, I believe it is. And what we see is like she wants to share her consume with people. So started a company for a community. So that's what she's after. This reminds me of DI with friends. And also, cultural concierge is somehow like FE somewhere, maybe? I don't know if I would use these words to define the situation. And you can look at her face while saying that. It kind of feels like demon state. And of course, there is no method to the book club because no, we would like to have it random. I will not have a way. So that reminds me of Demon Eye, maybe Demon Sleep, and what I also realized is she's like, I choose and then I check with the author if they want to join us. So me first, then I ask people. So if you continue watching this video, what you're gonna have is like more consume stories, more random stories about her. Yes, I know that's the theme of the video, but I see it. After watching this, there's a question that you're gonna answer no. Would you like to have more random sensory of hers. No! And I'm so prepared for anything. Why is that? Why do you have all the random sensory in your bag? That's the lie that we tell to ourselves as EPs. I'm prepared for everything. How about planning? No, that's the random gathering that we do. Oh, a little bit more. I forgot about it already, sorry. And let's watch a little bit more of this video.
Headphones, multiple headphones. I have so many headphones because I pick one pair up and I put them in my bag, and then I take another pair and I put them in my bag, and then it's quite handy actually because when I need to make phone calls, they're quite tangled. But if one's tangled, then I have another pair that's less tangled. It's handy to me. I like wired headphones because I don't have to charge them. It's just one less thing to charge. I feel like there's just cables everywhere, and there's cables everywhere, but in a different way. My wallet, nothing to say about that. Sunglasses. I think this is probably like the headphone situation. It's like take one pair off and then leave the house and then put another pair on, and I forget, so I accumulate. This is actually probably the least amount of sunglasses I've had at one time in my bag. But they're different for different outfits. And also if my mood changes throughout the day and I go, actually I want to like spice it up with a different sunny, I've got that. My passport.
Different. My mood can change during the day. I have a few pairs of sunglasses and headphones and this reminds me of someone. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm not gonna organize, I will just gather more. That's what we do. And we just tell the lie to ourselves that I'm just doing this to be prepared. This is called OE. This is gathering, so chaos. And there's also, like, if you continue watching the video, there are stuff that she never uses in her bag and she carries it around all the time. So, this is not because she's good at planning, she just would like to keep all the options open, and I think it is safe to say she's a gatherer. This is chaos. There's one more thing that I realize in there. She has no patience when it comes to like get things done. Like she likes things to be done really fast. So one thing I can say is maybe we are not like so good at taking negativity in our demons. So this feels like demon blast to me. Somebody else has to do it, so it is outsourced and it has to be fast. And comparing her to myself, I have SF consume last, and I have no patience when it comes to consume or SF. So, like, let's say if I'm physically in pain, I just need that to be over like as soon as possible. Things like that. And she says she also has tarot cards in her bag. Is that surprising? To me, it kind of feels like demon Anna, you know? I don't carry tarot cards, I'm not into it, but I have archetype cards in my bag all the time. Okay, one more.
Say about my life, very deep. Chaotic. It's fun, and there's a lot of flavour. I know that no matter what I'm...
Okay. So this was to the point of observer versus decider. So they ask, what does my bag say about my life? And she says very deep and then slows down. And then she says chaotic. So she's very self-aware and she's not perfect and totally fine with it, and she has no problem to say that she's chaotic. That points me to observer. And also like the slowing down for the meaning, and it is very deep and so on. So that feels like demon intuition, demon NI, maybe demon sleep. Let's see. So this is a great interview. Actually, I really suggest that you watch this one. This is with I don't remember his name anymore. INTJ guy. I think he was Blast Play, Sleep Blast. So nice comparison.
We're doing a tell-all. This is my first time like talking about anything, album title, the record, the songs individually.
It's a collaboration. I always used to think when I first started doing this stuff that it was like I asked the questions and someone answered them and it was a simple trade, and it's not. It's actually a dance.
Yeah.
When it's done well, it's a dance.
Yeah, it's a give and take, but it is it's daunting in the beginning because I'm like, I want to tell what it's about without, and so much of all the songs connect to the album and the title. And I always said, like, sonically I wanted to experiment and do something different, but what it was really about was the theme, which is radical optimism.
It's a great album title.
Thank you.
Feels like a relation to future nostalgia too.
It feels like a connection to it.
There's a little bit of a connection there. I wouldn't say literally, but it definitely has a feeling, a similar feeling when you say it.
Radical optimism and the way that I see it is this idea of rolling with the punches, of not letting anything get you down for too long, of always seeing the positive side of things, of being able to grow and move forward and change your perspective regardless of what's happening in your life, whether it's heartbreak, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a relationship, whether it's just growing and seeing things, you know, differently. I think it's a big part of like maturing and growing.
Lovely video. So, rolling with the punches, is that play? Or if we're comparing FI versus FE, like, maybe there's something in there that she's saying. I already forgot what she said, but it felt like don't go that deep in the emotions, just change it. It's what FE does, especially feminine FE. It felt like connections were personal, and when the INTJ guy, which is like lead NI, it means. So when he was pointing out to some other connections, she's like, yeah, she's not allowed to say it, or like she gets slows down and so on. That's what I saw. I think that is NI, but like, do we know like if it is savior state, demon state? That's what we're gonna check. And she's always like, do something different, experiment, and so on. Like you hear a lot of the word different all the time from her, and that refers to sensory. So that's why I believe they had the same observer access. So NISE, that's what I see. And also, how she was describing DI moving to DE, or TI, allegedly, moving to FE. So when we are growing up, and that's how she described it as well, we use and appreciate our demons more and more. That is called growing up. I also realized that she's sometimes a bit lazy to finish a sentence. That usually clusters in bloodlust, I would say. Now, let's move on with the functions and animals. What's strength? What is weakness? That's what we are looking at right now.
I kind of be on fader.
Yeah.
And you were like, I'm scared.
Yeah, it's daunting. It's nerve-wracking. I think finally I'm at a place in my career where I feel really confident. It took me so long to get to this place. And I'm scared is exactly how I felt at that point in time, especially when I was putting out my first record. I felt like I was strapped to a rocket, had no idea what was happening, eyes closed, just jumping into whatever experience was thrown at me. All I wanted to do was work. All I wanted to do was write songs. All I wanted to do was perform, not really understanding all the other things that would come alongside, you know, with my job. I never really thought about, like, for me, when I was growing up and I was in the playground and I was like, I want to make music, or I wanted to sing. In my head, all I ever saw myself was being on stage as a performer, and performance being the thing that I always envisioned
It's
doing.
such a pure ambition when you're a kid. You don't think about everything that's going to come along with it at that moment.
No, exactly. And I never thought of the idea of being famous. So it is interesting as I'm like growing in the industry and seeing the different sides of it. It's like, okay, what things do I keep for myself? What things do I put out?
It's so funny you say that.
It's a writer's dilemma. In some ways, I had no inhibitions. I was jumping in and experimenting and trying something new. In some ways, I was really scared to, or it just took me a while to find my voice, to write things that were, like, they were personal to me, but always in code. Never fully wanting to, like, put myself out there just because I felt like I needed to keep something for myself. And with this album, I feel like I've managed to put so much more honesty out there and be really open in a way that I don't think I've ever had the chance to. I also feel like when I was writing Future Nostalgia, whatever I wrote that day in the studio, that was it. That was like the end of the song. You know, maybe like a couple lyric tweaks here and there, but that was the demo that I would then go and record and finish. Whereas with Radical Optimism, every single song that's on the album, I've gone back in and I've rewritten it and changed it, and my perspective has changed, and my story has changed, and the way that I saw different scenarios or different things that had happened in my life shifted. And it was a beautiful experience to not be afraid, to be like, actually, you know what, I am willing to put this.
Okay, there has been a lot in there. Let's see. First of all, she says a lot of I feel all the time. And she's sharing in the feelings realm. That's what I see. It doesn't matter if it is a demon, it doesn't matter if it's a savior. Effie does that. They share in the feelings realm. And what's personal? Songs are always in code. Again, we are seeing an I and a little bit of demon and I, maybe, not understanding all the things that would come alongside. That feels like not thinking about what the future outcomes are going to be and so on. So I would say I'm pretty confident on legacy and I lost. What should I keep and what should I share? Is this about consume and blast or sleep and play? I think this is more telling me that she has sleep and play balanced. She's also like watching for her energy. From the previous video where she was mentioning like it feels like she's always on tour and so on, like she's aware of her energy, that it is getting drained, because like if you're savior play, jumping in something new, this trying something new and different and so on, so this is play, and I believe it is quite balanced with sleep. Then again, what else we see? She's talking about like comparing her process of writing the albums. In the beginning, it was like whatever she wrote that day was it. And then with this album, she says like she's going and checking the song and working on it again and again. Which animals do that? I believe Sleep and Blast, that came later for her. That also might point us to specialization. That's what I see from her. She just wants to do her work, her TI work, or her box specialization. But savior play, she feels like a generalist, she feels like an extrovert, but I'm not sure on either of those. Okay, let's continue on the functions and animals. Let's see.
What does perspective mean to you?
Emotional maturity, in a way. I think my job has given me the opportunity in so many amazing ways to, I guess, grow up before my time, feel things completely differently, experience the world in a different way. And so I feel like emotional maturity has also come from the situations that I've been thrown in. So in that sense, perspective is kind of gifted to you because you see things from so many different people's points of view. And I think for me, writing songs for a living, I think about emotions and feelings and thoughts so much of how does this make me feel? How will this make someone else feel when they hear it? What is the energy and the emotion and the thing that I'm like trying to convey at this point in my life? And I think by writing these songs, it's a form of therapy for me. And I get emotional maturity and perspective from all those things that allow me to grow and move on, which I'm so grateful for. It's just such a vulnerable thing to do, is write your thoughts down into melody and then have it be consumed by other people.
Is that the book?
So, what does perspective mean for her emotional maturity? And she kind of feels like proud of NF. That's why I think this is demon NF. There was also something like, what is the energy that I'm trying to convey? We try to do our demons. So this feels like this is demon NF plus to me. And also we have seen thoughts were personal. So I'm pretty sure she's on TI-FE axis. Even though like she's like very receptive, like she is aware of tribe's emotions. She's very aware of the tribe. That also points me to consume and play, because the first thing I saw was consume, and she's also like really aware of the surroundings. That's why I think this might be consume play. She also feels like she's exhausting all the options first and then narrowing down. So, I mean, if you have that many stuff in your bag, like if you have more stuff in your bag than me, who is the lead SE, but I have double activated OI, she is double activated OE, I would say. So, consume play is what I see, and she's thrown in into the situations. You know, that doesn't happen to sleep lust, for example. They build their way. And again, like pretty good balance of self and tribe. I'm pretty sure she's an observer. So let's continue. This is another video. I just want to make sure if this is Savior thinking or feeling, because she has a lot of FE.
Yeah, I was listening to this interview with Caroline Aylan, who's one of your most close collaborators.
Yeah.
And she had a line that I found really interesting about you. And she said, every studio session with Dua starts with the truth. So what were the truths, or the truth that you were exploring on this record?
I guess, you know, my really close friendship with Caroline over the years, we've worked on all 3 of my albums now together, has just allowed this sense of closeness that I can go into a room and just be myself and talk about things that are happening in my life. And I know that together we can write songs that allow me to tell my story, but also offer me a kind of sense of protection in a way that I can write songs from my experience, but I can also like mask them in mysticism and, you know, whether it's Houdini or it's illusion or whatever way that I want to describe it, that also gives me like a safety net on how I want to tell my stories. And it always starts with the truth, because it's always like a dear diary. I come into the studio, and especially this album, it was just a fun year of me just coming in every day into the studio and being like, well, this happened last night, and so let's write about it. And
okay, let's see my notes. As a double decider, that's what I usually do, typing someone. What do others say about you? You know, that is pretty valuable. So every session with Dua starts with the truth. That tells me, okay, she maybe has thinking above feeling. Even though she has all the SF in the world, which is like, I'm gonna talk about it now. So mysticism, she said, that smells like an ITI to me. And it was, if you check again, like it feels like it's a demon state. She's also like full on ST report. You know, what happened, that's what I write about. Full on ST report, but she's also really good with SF. There was also one more thing that I have seen, and she's working with the same people over the years, and I understand this is like always the case. That points me to save your friends. Now, the only thing left is introvert versus extrovert. I'm kind of sure about her social right now, but introvert versus extrovert. This one was not easy for me to see. I know, like, when she is gonna talk, like, she takes her time to start talking. That might suggest that she's an introvert, but I just wanted to make sure.
clubbing and going out dancing was such a rite of passage almost. The second I got a little bit older, I was like, I want to go dancing. I want to be free. I want to feel the music. And the sweatier I got on a night out, that was kind of like the badge of honor of like the fun night out, the story that you would then tell until the next weekend when you would go back out again. And I mean, one of my early job. When I was 17, I worked in a nightclub, and I just have these. It's such a big part of my life, and it's that sense of community. It's also how I feel in large groups of people at a festival, in a crowd. You share this like common language. It's so fun and joyous, and that connection that you have with a complete stranger who's next to you, but you both love the same song and you're just in this. But I guess you would have the same thing in a bar, at a show, at a gig, whatever it is.
Yeah, singing songs. I came up playing like traditional music and like in corners and playing tunes with people. So
yeah.
I get it.
So it's a similar thing. It's just that fun. It's that connection, that community.
But can you still do that? Like you're Dua Lipa now. You can still go to stuff?
1,000%.
How do you have to? Who was it we talked to the other day? Noah Khan. Do you know him?
Yes,
yeah.
the country artist.
Country folky guy.
Yeah.
And he told me he went to an Olivia Rodrigo show wearing a wig so he could be an anonymous.
Really?
And go to the show. Yeah, so he could kind of do
cool.
it. You can go to clubs, you can
For
do it?
sure. I mean, yeah.
You can get that joy, you can get that stuff?
1,000%. And it's so much fun. And I go to the festivals and I jump in with everyone. And I don't know, I love it. I love going dancing and being out till late, and like the funny stories that you get after a night out. And yeah.
It's all making sense to me a little bit more now because well, first of all,
it's all coming together.
First of all, I need to go to a club. I mean, I've been in them for like events and stuff like that. I got to go in and dance a little bit.
Yeah. For me, like I love it. I love throwing parties. I love a rave. I love in the summer I go to Ibiza, and during the whole week I chill. But on a Monday night, there's one club night that I go to. And they just bring DJs from all around the world, and it's just a full-fledged rave.
Did they play your music?
Yeah, I really suggest watching this video. There were more in there. I will talk about this clip, but just wanted to say later on in the video, I think like she was also talking about being an expat, living abroad, working abroad. Working your way through, you have to work all the time to prove your value. That hits home, that hits my FI, also as an expat in UK, basically. We just have to prove our worth by working a lot, it looks like. Anyway, one thing I caught from that video regarding introvert versus extrovert was that she chills all weekend and then go clubbing on Monday. That feels like an introvert move. Okay, at this point I'm pretty sure that she's savory friends, all in friends. There was also another INTJ lady, I can't remember her name. She's number 4, and Dua Lipa goes to her show, and it is like a number 4 video that you can actually watch. I will add that one to the description as well, even though I didn't use it in this video. Now let's go to type reveal. Allegedly, my subjective guess for her is a double feminine, SETI, consume, play, sleep, last, number 4. This was a bit, not a bit, quite hard to see for me. She feels pretty extroverted, but I think she's an introvert. That's what I came up with. This might be, like, she might be audio, I'm not sure. Introvert, extrovert, I don't know. I know Habib also wanted to type her, so I will check like what he comes up with, and I will definitely add, if he does a video on her, I will add that one also in the description. And if anybody else from the leaderboard types her, I will add that to description as well. So it was really fun typing her. She hits my FI. We have a lot of coins in common, and I really like her. I really like how she stands for people, how she's trying to be someone for the people who has no one, that is, yeah, Feminify, about to cry. Let's move on. I also wanted to talk a little bit about Lil Tail again. I started this project, and I'm doing like monthly free story circle sessions where we can explore the OP coins together. I also started typing people, so if you would like to get my take on your type before you go to get objectively typed, that I can do for you. So just contact me. Also, I'm looking for group typing, so I'm pretty sure I can get a good deal from Dave. If you would like to get typed, and just reach out to me, and like I will try to get a good deal for us, like especially if we can get group typings. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. And next, I will be typing Mark Ruffalo. It was just so damn hard for me to type him, and I think it is safe to say that his type was not in my box. So I think it might be interesting for the community. Okay, see you there.